going to do. Diving on in. We'll start on Inferno, so we'll have to wait to see the nuke. I think that I don't know. I'm curious about that one. I think that is a big risk from NAVI in this veto. I think they've got a lot of ideas for what they want to do. I think realistically they should probably 2-0 it regardless. But if you were going to paint a path, that nuke being in there is a nice step for sAw.
Well, I imagine sAw really preparing for this matchup here to try and open it up. I mean, obviously with the kind of team seeding the situation, you find out a little later, but we'll see what they have prepped and ready to go here for Inferno as they pick into it. And that's going to help out nicely. Double HE into Jail's location, into the jump peak there from Sajat. And I tell you what, he opens things up quite nicely here for another map of Counter-Strike. Can they close it out strong? Story going to be able to operate on the flank there, trying to cover off his team's backside, but can't quite find anything. And now this retake incredibly quick on the flank.
Uncovered backsides. Dangerous business. Mitiris. Oh boy. It was a strong angle. Not so strong of the shooting. And we're going to have Sejot down as well. Now the bodies are starting to get cleared out of the back of the site. Here by the new box. This is the crucial piece. Sets up a Zuu for a peek, but he's lost his teammate to play off of. And now at this point, they're just going to go for the stick. There is nothing that he can do.
Trying to run away now. Stay alive. That's brutal right there. Started off well with a little 4v5 action for sAw, but then you can see here what NAVI are bringing to the table. Nice and warmed up. And toughest competition that sAw's going to have to face so far in this Pro League quickly shows them what they're made of. When it comes to the retake, completely overwhelmed sAw. Now we're going to get a force buy. Azuu on the AK. He was doing some really good opening last time we watched him on Inferno. He was the big piece that won him that map versus M80.
Absolutely. I'm reminded of a path out of apartments with the MAC-10, killing the player's sight, spinning around, killing the player Balk. Did some disgusting things on Inferno. Truly a key piece here, so they're going to be hoping. Can do it again.
I mean, but breaking down, you know, M80 setups and what they bring to the table versus trying to best bit in positions like that, trying to 180 on bit, I mean, that's just a whole nother task at hand.
You ain't 180ing bit.
No, you're not doing that.
Unless you do. You know, if you're quick enough, he never gets a chance to shoot back.
Or if they're blind, that'll help.
Well, I don't know, actually. I think Bit might be able to see through flashbangs.
Is that the power that
he goes
all
Daredevil.
great anchors have to have?
Yeah. He's got echolocation.
Just see through flashes. Put your sunglasses on.
You've taken away my vision? My sense of smell is only stronger.
Versus flashbangs? Or is that just a myth?
I mean, they definitely would. Anything that would filter light would definitely help, right? But there's more to it, I think.
The sound factor?
I'm not really sure. I've never been flashbanged, fortunately, and I intend to keep it that way. Imma has been flashbanged by his teammate, nonetheless. Don't know if it's going to make a huge difference. Smoke for Library, but that just isolates the fight for Imma. One. And here's that bit in the pit. We talked about it. It's not going to make it easy for you. Tag him up. 9 seconds. No time. No chance. Can't even get back to the bomb. And he will die before the timer runs out.
And that's a nice little AK for JL to pick. Nice and clean.
Cheeky upgrade.
Cheeky smile.
That's the best of both worlds. You get the kill reward for the SMG, and then you get the AK.
Whole lot of bank right there.
That's my Philadelphia gamer right there.
Yeah. He's been around the block here. In the RIP Frank Studios.
Navi at Fragwen. Look, they may have a Pro League title, but the Philadelphia title still eludes JL. He's got unfinished business here.
They need to claim a win in that department there. He's got to come back at some point, right, to
I'm just saying.
complete the world tour.
Never done it. Won a major. Didn't win a Philadelphia. I know what's more important to me.
Right now trying to win here on Inferno. Got that AK to use up against him. Nice and diligent on the map control here, just denying them at every scene. There's a good flashbang for him. Not caught by it, but a little overwhelmed by the amount of presence. Wonderful. Also turning that corner, and it's shut down by the USP there. A little sidearm to cover off his bases, and just making sure he doesn't die at this point as well.
I like how he just slips away. Oh, you wanted to chase that kill? Say hello to my big brothers. That's like you're bullying a kid on the playground, he runs away, comes back with 2 kids 3 years older than you.
You were bullying kids.
Metaphor. It's a metaphor, Cole.
That's messed up, man. Don't bully.
Why are you bullying me?
Different Navi Hopper.
Different times. Simpler times, perhaps. Well, for sAw, it certainly hasn't started well. This is one of those matchups where you're saying, well, maybe they've got a chance. But it's one of those chances where you kind of want a lot of things to break their way. For example, pistol rounds. Mm-hmm. And when they don't, up against the Titans of NAVI, you're starting to think it might actually look like the Dark Souls boss, except sAw's not going to be in the boss side of that.
He's going to be on the other end.
He
was on both ends in the graphic case, but
he's all things.
That's just his range right there. Nice range on that HE, but okay,
oh boy.
Big entry, making a chance for a double.
Hello.
Taps away at Alexa B, and that's going to be the site access granted right there. I'm not seeing any motion from these rotates here, so NAVI in safe formation. And sAw on the board for the first gun round. Shout out to Muteris, just opens that thing up for him.
Says, I'll do it myself. Comes in like a can opener. Beautiful pathing on those entries. Just a little cheeky bop, and then a little bop bop. That's a little done.
Takes right there. That's Counter-Strike.
Just got to hit the bop bop.
Speed on the entries. Picking up the pace where Zulu was able to bring in a lot of those. This is an interesting sAw team. They're picking into so many maps right now. They are already showing a little bit of range in terms of the map pool, but I also think it's kind of with this newness in nature of this roster and the roster changes that they've made. It's probably just trying to sort out what you're comfortable on as a team. I mean, we've been talking a little bit, but Alexa B even mentioned it in the opening interview there. But this team has been putting in some work. They've gotten some practice in the mix, is what he highlighted. So when you're talking about building up a veto here, building up a map pool for this squad, it is really interesting to see what sort of maps this team is picking compared to how the old roster worked out. And they have been all over the map here, trying to pressure their opponent's weak points, I'd imagine, trying to really read into the setups of the defenses before they hop into their map picks as well. And that can get you a lot of hot starts on these T sides when you're opening up a series.
Blade coming in with the instant timeout. Muteris headshot 2 people, unacceptable. Let's fix this, guys. Wear better helmets. No, but trying to stymie any momentum that they get early on. We know how impactful the Blade timeouts can be. I'm curious to see what Navi's going to deploy here. It's not often that he takes these without purpose. 4 players starting towards B, so this is going to be the initial maneuver. Looks like it's going to be aggression banana. Certainly at least a lot of utility being dumped. And there's players here to meet them. Deep smoke. Molotov behind it. And JL wants to take a space. He hasn't spotted anything just yet. That molly's shallow. So he's going to be able to get the room if he wants it. Player logs. They want to set him up for this fight, and indeed he's going to get it. JL capitalizes. 5v4 established, so this was the whole first pitch. Now there's an attempt at the trade. It's damage onto JL, but no kill found. sAw playing from behind here now.
Great adjustment right now. Ima tucked into the cubby at the moment. AWP also trying to thread in some aggression on the other side of this bracket's control. Walking into the crosshair. Avoids the shot initially. Stays alive, stays afloat. Ima in the meantime, trying to fight forward off the back of that flashbang. Perfect aggression threaded in from him. Now getting that up over as support. Another flashbang going to be tossed for him. Eyes tucked his way. Not blinded up, but gets another one. Well, he's busy. And some good setup here for NAVI on every opening duel that they've taken.
Yeah, really nice coordination on the utility into peaks. Tommy's just looking perfect on those. It's what we expect from this team. They're so well drilled. But it is always just fun to watch it in action. They really don't give you any margins.
Every peak comes with its own flashbang. Maybe an op shot to turn your attention elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. How do you break the setup? Just going to take some headshots, looking the wrong way. That won't make it easy. Pit bit. Making you feel like shit.
Tears, the one that did it last round. Thinking to himself, I might have to do a little bit more here in the future.
4 kills ain't happening, no bomb control.
Oh yeah, not in this one. Maybe in the next. Not in this one. 4-1 here, hot start for NAVI. Quick timeout into a great adjustment on how they thread in some aggression. A little bit more efficiency on the utility here this time as well. For NAVI, tossing some HEs in towards Banana. So far, sAw have been doing a good job of avoiding that utility, but Molly into the flash aggression for JL. He's actually able to turn the corner to peek down Banana off the back of this utility. And, well, if it worked last time, maybe it'll work again this time. Start 4A. Let's try and get in their face fairly early once again. You see these starts here, and you have to imagine that, you know, Bit just in a bit of a deterrence job, trying to keep him away from taking too much space on A while the utility's being dumped now.
Oh boy, another nice find. JL from the Sandies this time. Nothing doing here for sAw. And this is maybe a bit of a welcome to the big leagues type of game for Azu and sAw. That helps from Story. The other three have gotten their taste. IQ less than the others. But Mutirus and Story certainly have gone toe-to-toe. At this level, plenty before. But for Azu and sAw, there's a difference between playing that first stage of the Pro League and then seeing, you know, a major winning team in the server against you. This is a little bit of a different ball game.
A whole other task, that's for sure. Actually, B pretty forward-facing in his ball right there, but just best Mutirus and low HP on the Story trade attempt. Not going to go his way. They're even drawing in some extra rotates as well.
I don't think they'll expect Imma backside here. Not with how far forward Alexi was playing. This is the insurance policy. That's what they're counting on. That makes it easier. Now it is just the one, and Azu has to look. Deals with Wonderful even. Goes high for it, but again, that insurance policy, that extra layer in the setup, Imma was never letting that bomb go down.
Great quick kill there from Wonderful to offer up that distraction. Nice resistance being put up here, but again, you're looking at some of these two new guys that were a huge opening presence right now on Inferno for sAw in that Swiss stage. We're able to provide them a lot of kills here on Inferno that are just going to have a little bit of a wake-up call here, struggle to have that same level of success. It's a whole new task.
Speaking of whole new tasks, when you talk about the stack up between these two teams, you've got Golden, who started coaching not long ago, had a stint coaching in Sweden, then went back to playing. Now he's back coaching here for this sAw roster. And when you talk about intimidating people to stack up against and the coaching sphere, I don't know if there's anyone more intimidating than Blade. That dude has an authority as a coach that is rare to come by at any stage of frankly, esports competition, much less just in CS.
Imma has no utility and no gun to start off this round.
You do like to have one of those.
He went back to buy.
Oops.
Okay.
Whoopsie.
It's all good. Realize this. Just
You need those? We weren't just ecoing this round? What's the deal, guys? I thought we win 5-1, then we eco to keep them guessing. I was reading the wrong page of the notes.
He was just going to hunt Mutirus and pick up his gun with his USP. So he didn't have to pay any money.
Don't tell him he can't do it.
Good deal.
Oh, boy. Bit maybe helping out Mutirus so he doesn't die to the op there. But now Bit down. Didn't let him get in the pit. That's the trick. It's Imma in the pit instead. Oh, they keep doing this. They're just hiding Imma behind other positions. Oh, boy. Okay, flying back through JL, maybe going a little unpunished there. Probably shouldn't have got away with that one, but he will. So it's all giggles. It's all laughs. He knows. He knows that might have been a little much.
Using that A for like a P90 right there. Or he's using that A for like an A1S with that mobility. Just flying through on the duel.
Oh, he thought it was clear.
Both were porch or something like that.
Yeah, miscomm. Well, unpunished. It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good if you just don't die to it.
If you simply win.
Problems, then you can just laugh it off and it's funny.
Trouble in paradise.
Seems like paradise in paradise right now.
It's pretty paradise.
Good.
Yeah.
Wonderful even.
What? Hold on.
There's another.
But there's another. I feel like every round, Imma has just been layered behind somebody. This time, though, they deal with that layer. But they're just constantly, it's like he's standing in a guy's shadow. You kill that guy, and then boop, out of his shadow pops out Imma. You could never, he's been in a different position each of the last 3 or 4 rounds. You have no idea where he's going to be on the map.
That's great setups by NAVI to bait them in. A false sense of security.
Oh boy. Missed opportunity for Wonderful, but he stays alive, keeps that threat up. Otherwise, the pincher's going to come in towards A because they need to retrieve the bomb. sAw aren't really in position for this, and this gives Wonderful time to cook. He's expecting an extra element coming line, just trying to buy time, but because sAw was so far behind, now all that space, all that work his teammates did, they just never were in position to capitalize.
There's a lot of pressure on Wonderful's shoulders right there, and as he misses that first shot, you think that's where he gets done in, but instead holding steady. Still a fight though, sAw good to chase things down. It's going to be Wonderful with a little assistance though from aleXiB, just distracts, draws in attention. And it's going to be comfortably handled there. But yeah, the way that they're playing around Imma right now is really interesting. I do like these sort of setups quite a bit, causing the distractions. Wonderful covering off apartments, and then again, when you hear the op running away, you think it's safe to just turn that corner with some aggression. Every time they think a position is safe because they've got the players that handle that position down, Imma's in there, ready to surprise. And NAVI are staying elusive with the setups.
Hot start for Wonderful as well. I mean, the numbers tell the story. 10 or 1. Oh, God, look at that utility. Oh, you wanted to hit the fast B? You want to hit the fast B? Good luck. Good luck. No survivors. JL gets to pad the numbers right now. It's done. It's done. The Nates finished this. Now it's just a matter of protocol formality here, and Imma will hold the line.
That's beauty.
This is cruise control for NAVI. This is too comfortable for them.
Yeah, the one round, they lose just instant timeout into 4 different setups strung together round by round.
Blade actually called that timeout because he's like, guys, you are not reading the packet. The packet definitely says 13-0. If you were reading the packet, this wouldn't be a problem. No freelancing.
Stick to the plan.
When will we get a coach who develops the cat training tech where you have a little squirt bottle of water, right? And when the players like miss the smoke,
is that a form of communication? Can we do that without calling a pause?
That's true. I guess that would be banned if you just... Maybe you wait till the... No, you could wait till they're dead. That still wouldn't count. They can count, of course. Stuck at the sandbags. Hold on. We got a chance. We've got a chance. We've got an advantage here for sAw. I guess Golden got the squirt bottle out in time.
So, Muteris, do what you did last time here and just double entry banana again.
If you could, please.
We're going to need that. And he has it available here. aleXiB also on the scene. Tosses a Molotov in towards new box, which is interesting. Wonder what that was.
Pre-positioning? Faking noise? No, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay, he picked up another molly in coffin, actually, so that's...
He's setting himself up for it later.
But... they're just going to walk in relatively for free here, it seems.
Gives the sight. All right, so there's a nade pop. Spots, sees nothing. He's thinking, maybe fake? Trying to show multiple presence, right? Because they know they had a player on site. But the bluff's going to be called, and I'm surprised they haven't moved around here. I mean, I guess it's Diligent Inferno that you'd give this up into a save. But it's 8-1, Cole. Like, I feel like you could put a little skin in the game. Most of your players are above 6K.
Yeah, right. I mean, not a lot of half left here, right? So you maybe make more of an effort on trying to defend right there, and especially if it's just aleXiB that goes down, it's not that big a deal. But the way that they're playing this here is just to try and nurse the lead that they do possess. And even in doing so, they're getting a little aggressive on the contain here. On the hunt, trying to drop as many guns while they're at it. And a round win, if you can make it a bit pricey, that'd be good. Not going to really have that luxury, though. Exit through B. Safety found from sAw. And Muteris, I mean, essentially just does it again there. Another 2 kills, another round win. But it has been him instead of some of those other pieces that we've highlighted throughout the Swiss stage in their wins that are providing the opening access here.
Yeah, this isn't how it's supposed to work. I mean, you'll take it. You'll take these rounds for sure. Mutiris, the wily old fox, he can get it done himself. But he'd like a little help. He'd like a little help. And right now, Akil has been a huge hitter for this team, really, since he joined it. Whisper quiet. sAw, we talked about it, had that one monstrous map. Maybe that was the aberration, but it seems like this is not going to be that, to say the least. Azul, the numbers aren't as atrocious, but we haven't seen those just ripping open of sights, right? That we had in some of his prior Inferno games. They need somebody to step up here.
The damage here, more early damage being put onto Azul, so that's just going to scare him off from trying to activate in some of these opening tools that he has been effective on. Even despite sAw having a bit of a tougher time here in this map, he hasn't really scared him off from playing in the face of NAVI. Been going for a lot of attempts, just not really successful. Smoke goes in. A lot of control established right now for this T side at the moment. They'll take that with a smile on their face, especially when they try and catch this setup in rotation. A lot of map movement from NAVI as they toss utility extra towards that B side. And Bracket's control and Car are both maintained here. That's going to lead to some difficulties on the defense. Two players with bomb towards the B side trying to maybe sell what I'd have to imagine is a fake because of the amount of presence on Brackets that they have. Smokes in towards CT spawn. But 25 seconds left and no budge on the three-man lean on the A side. This fake not really selling much.
Not at all. Navi ain't buying.
Heim's going to be a Vestas. They got to move.
Bit now has the awareness. He gets the check, so in case they were wondering, now they know that flashbang's good. A little bit of a missed opportunity there from Bit, perhaps, but I think it's going to be enough. There's just not enough clock for this. There's just not enough. They have to plant the bomb, and they've lost it. They've lost it one way or another. The time will do the same as the guns. And NAVI find 9.
That'll do. That'll do just nicely there. Clock working up against sAw.
You know the funniest thing about Azul's name is that I bet he's too young to remember defunct streaming platform Azubu.
Oh, yeah.
But if they still existed, it would be the most natural sponsorship I've ever seen.
That'd be a slam dunk. Azulu. Millions of dollars deal with the exclusive rights.
Be rich.
So much damage. Those mollies are on the same location, though. Some of this banana utility has been really good for NAVI. This time around, not as effective. JL just sending it off the flashbang. There's some more utility tossed in. Consistent aggression, and Bit just spamming the smoke there, catching a Zulu in his apartment slurk. Like, you're looking to fill the gap, though.
This is when you get to spend the whole round sitting there thinking, did my nade at least tag him? He'll find out that it did, but cold consolation here. Not going to get you much. That second apartments player could find the timing. And Gil, bit of a stinker, would love a little something more. Well, that smoke denies.
Oh, man.
Not happening. You tilt to set up Alexi's peek. Doesn't even need a peek. Just a denial. Oh, boy, on the line. Uh-oh. 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 Where do you go? I mean, the bomb's trying to get in towards A, but there's just no time. Again, every time they try and find an angle, a flash is in their face. You gotta make the move here in towards site. It's the correct read, it's the correct lean, but Imma will be here soon in the reinforcement, so you better move in. Losing the Moto player now makes this tough, but just the one element on it. Smoke to deal with Wonderful. And sAw finds Imma. So the first bit of reinforcements is stopped, but Bit not missing. A Wonderful fast behind him. Double digits! Be back. back into the second half. And, well, frankly, this has been a pretty straightforward map of Inferno. But the most interesting thing might have come in the break, seeing some posts about where the ESL Pro League's headed in Season 23 into 2026. We got Open Qualifier BYOCs back on the schedule, folks. So that's exciting. Emma. Well, okay. Got the perfect flashbang, got the perfect peek. Couldn't get the perfect kills. So Gil will keep his teammates fighting here as they got aggressive down middle. Trying to assert themselves. Death by 1,000 paper cuts as the Glock body shots eventually do find kills JL. Gonna want some of these shots back. Don't put that in the highlight reel. No one saw it. No one saw it, guys.
Just handshakes all around. Let's back off that stool. Let's try to take a different approach right there. Eventually get past the smoke. And it's going to be open access into this B site. Not a lot of resistance left here. Lexi B still has a Molotov while they're at it. And NAVI set up just nicely here. Up against what will be a retake attempt with no kits. And a couple players low.
This one sucks so much, though, because you know that if you don't win this pistol... Oh, the chances of the map are so slim, but they have to give it up. They have to give it up. They're not getting it. They know they're not getting it. It's just the slow suffocation of a map that you know you've lost, realistically. But you've got to play out the last rounds. It's not done! They'll get one good shot at this.
Are you bringing your computer to the BYOC land?
I think we're playing Pro League, Cole. We gotta qualify.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're going straight to the BYOC.
There's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance?
Honestly, what I will tell you is, based on what I know of who tends to run the table at the BYOCs, watch out for Maestro. Refrag Maestro in 2026, making his Pro League debut. The demon of DreamHack Atlanta BYOCs.
He goes and tears up Atlanta every time.
Shows up, couple young fraggers by his side, shows the kids how it's done. And when I say young fraggers, they're still like late 20s.
Yeah, the benefit there is they can all train on refrag there to improve.
That's the tech. That's the tech. Agil. Not the first opener here. That's a nice sign. So they bet it all on this one. I thought it was going to be a play for overtime, but they have risked it all. Saw say, you know what? 10 rounds in a row against NAVI, not doable. But if we can do 10 of the next 11...
You know what the worst part is about that, though?
What?
Either way, NAVI still have 2 timeouts in their back pocket.
Oh, God,
you know what that means.
Blade rounds.
Yeah, those are blade rounds right there. You got 13. I mean, the math just adds up.
It's an excellent point. The conversion, if you're wondering what we're yapping about, the conversion off of blade pauses, he has some stupid efficiency rate with it. Impact coaching right there. Or they might not need them. Great entry for Bit. Looking for the follow-up story, though. Flying around with the 5-7. Now reinforcements on. Do they keep him safe? Do they realize he tucked? Oh, my goodness. Doesn't matter what they realize. JL deleted. 5-7 might be enough. And it's headshot after headshot as Story is ready to keep this going for another chapter. He'll run it straight down in the pit. It's all Story all day long.
What a lifeline right there. Story with his back against the wall on the A site, managing to stand so tall, defending that one by one, piecing up those duels with just a 5-7. He was completely alone before those rotates were arriving on the scene, but a quick smoke into apartments, forcing a little bit of discomfort, and being able to isolate those trade attempts right there into an immediate force buy. NAVI not in their bag just yet, not using those timeouts like we highlighted just yet. They want to get a quick chance at a force buy first.
Yeah, you don't need them here. It's not cause for concern just yet. I know they pulled the first one after they lost 1 round in the first half, but now Blade's looking at the cushion. He's like, I don't got to clock back in for another 5 rounds.
Yeah. Well, we'll at least wait until the next gun round, I'd imagine. It's probably what they're gunning for here. This half buy, or force buy rather, if you just win it right now, not going to really have to worry about pulling that one out. Could take a back seat and then try and work from there. Bomb still left.
You do need that. I don't like that spot. I'm going to be honest with you, Wonderful. That's a curious spot to have left it.
Trying to draw attention towards this B side, but it is a pretty standard setup here. There's not going to be any
hold on,
massive
guys.
motions.
Someone, there we go. Thank you, Alexi.
We got it. Double up in towards arches, and they might want to turn the corner and reclaim some brackets control, especially with 40 seconds left.
Here comes the hit. Flashback in. Mutiris didn't see anything. Is this going to be false information? No, the smoke now comes in, but Mutiris gets his bell rung. Danger stations. That Moto smoke isolates out the angle here for Story. Things are going to get very nervy. He'll fly back in to support his teammate, but now he's out in the open position revealed. But Agil holds the line. Can't deny the bomb plant, though. Now we'll be going down. So success already here for Navi. Let's see if JL and Imma can pay it up all the way. JL drops the gun for his teammate, goes back to find another. And now strong position here in the mini pit. He doesn't have a rifle, but what he does have is headshot ability. Imma with that big gun. JL to finish it on the dig. No timeouts needed, no guns needed. Navi find map point.
Yeah, it's such a quick bounce back right there. All you need to do is give out some quick fist bumps and get into that force buy. Nice attempt from Agil to offer up a great defense with that Galil in the back of the site. But just too much at Tasser, especially with that opening duel coming through from Alexi B. Happy with the trade zone. When you get JL and Imma in a 2v2 on that A bomb site, really doesn't matter about the health. They just get themselves in positions where they can work off the low HP. Both headshot angles and both headshots from the duo offered up to sAw.
Golden timeout going to be deployed here, as you're running out of opportunities to use them. Desperation on. We've got 3 HEs. I think your best chance at this round is you nade them all and they never get to look at you. That's a key technique. I don't know why teams don't deploy that more often.
Just throw the nades at the feet of your enemy.
2 of them are headed towards Banana, as one would expect.
There's 1, 2.
That's good.
That's good. Yeah, that's exactly what we said. Maybe that was what Golden was saying in the timeout. Little target strike onto Alexi B. But then they kind of flee on the B side, and that's going to be enough to enter in right there, free of charge. Now there's no one close by.
That's looking like the map. Maybe this nade finds Alexi.
Story's got a 5-7.
True. Don't say it's done. Don't say it's done. He likes to tell some tales. Okay, they're baiting out the peaks at this point because they know Desperation's on the other side. And now Story does not have a 5-7. He has nothing. Shield's just getting into the angle now. Mutiris looking to end it. And end it they shall. Bomb ticking away. Desperately looking for the lurk, but there's no lurk for you. There's no lurk. You gotta go. Cold Constellation at this point, it's not gonna happen, but you might as well give it an attempt.
Oh, the Tico pulled out right there from JL to cap it all off. Lovely headshot, and it is business as usual here for Navi, closing out the map with confidence. That was a great look on Inferno, and for sAw, it is a very quick welcome for what the competition is in Stage 2, and it's pretty severe.
And just a reminder for you, if you're looking at that veto, you might be thinking, what Boo Forest everywhere they go to offset what they're doing to the local paper supply. I like it. I like the ideas here. Let's keep cooking with it. Let's keep working on it. Navi don't have enough support staff yet.
Most of all, it's just all about job creation here.
That's what we're about. We're job creators.
I'm pretty good at gardening, so
everyone knows Counter-Strike commentators, job creators in the ecosystem. We need a lot of that right now. Wonderful trying to create space. Maybe not jobs, but space for jobs. And he's down secret, and Imma's deleted the ramp player. And this round, just going to call it here, over.
A T-side threw a Molotov down fence as well as the icing on the cake. So you think maybe there's a chance you can dive down before Wonderful's in position, but now he's got fence cut off. They've got control of control and double door and just about all the map here.
You do like to have control of control. It's in the name, really. Wonderful just buying time, if not kills. Kills would be nice, though. So, 1. That helps. And bought a lot of time. They don't have a kit. They really don't have the clock for this. This sustained fight is just going to be brutal, and now down they go. Imma stacks up 4. Very nice kills. I see he's on the Doom gun model. The Biguzera model, it's contagious.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just have to get used to it, and then it can just be beneficial.
It is just better.
Yeah. I hate to admit it.
I think I'm persuading myself. I think I'm going to do it.
You think you're going to make the jump?
I think I'm going to do it.
Like
let's be real
couple
here.
hours into a deathmatch, but you can probably get used to it pretty quick.
Well, let's be real here. For my gameplay, this is not going to be the thing that makes a difference. But at least I can feel like
You're
Nico while I
making
do it.
strides, and you're giving the 5%, maybe, well, 2% increase that you're going to get out of the view model change for like every once in a while seeing more targets.
Look, whatever bonus multiplier it is,
Yes.
when the number's small to begin with, the bonus multiplier does not
huge.
have as much of a big impact.
No, it's going to add up, though. You know, you just give yourself the best chance
We'll see.
to win.
We'll see. That's the tech. Speaking of the tech, we do have no techs out right now. Force buy, though, for the CT side.
5-7s. They're the
all
techs of the CT side.
That's what we're always saying.
We'll see if they can do it again with the 5-7s.
on,
Got a good
Muteers.
force by an Inferno.
Come on, Muteers. Oh, I like this spot, actually. Did they see him? Everybody's here. It's getting a little freaky. Freaky deaky indeed. The Tech 9 of the CT side finds 3 between 2 players. Now they have to try and bail back up, and well, they'll do so pretty successfully. That's a very nice kill.
Smoke not as nice. It falls down into hell. Might have make it hard to climb up the ladder, though. That's what they're hoping for.
There's no way they think there's a player up there.
Oh, Jail's had a bit of a long con.
Oh my goodness.
He could be up there eventually. It's about Alexi B buying time now.
They've reclaimed the space. Bombs planted for him. He's just got to pull them off at once. Then JL can activate. Oh, he knows they're off. He knows they're off. Nade to harass and Harry as well. Now JL's coming out in position. They're sticking it. They're sticking it. No, Azulu's come off. Oh, boy. And that's going to be the round. Oh, for sAw, they got so close. Goal.
It would have been the same way they started off the second half of Inferno 2, where they get the 5-7s so efficient, but it's just great coverage. JL all the way through this round. Gives them a second option when it felt like there was no options left for NAVI.
Might need some more of those Tech 9s at the CT side.
Yeah. Bring out those once again.
I think that might be the most hype that we've seen from NAVI so far this series, right? They weren't really pressed on the Inferno. There was some laughter. There was some joy. But this is the first nervy round that they probably shouldn't have won that they convert. Now it's an eco for sAw. Your chance to punish early, fallen by the wayside, just like Sajat.
Night. From the heavens. That Deagle is picked up, though. Tier's gonna whip that thing out. JL. It's got a nice 35 bullets ready to go in a lovely lineup, but the USPs are stronger. Oh, the gun picked up now. Things could get a bit out of control.
Hold on. Everyone back into the angle one by one. One by one now. Okay, Alexi. Gonna restore some sanity here. I think they might know they have a player painted into the corner here in the hut. Bit's definitely aware. Bit? Can we...
Pesky reload, man.
Rare moment. The Bit fumble. It's not done.
Oh, I like this corner as well.
What do you got, Story?
Hello. Oh? Oh my god. Oh my god.
If they plant for him? No! No! Oh, man. That was so close to working.
Nice idea. Not the firepower there. Now it is back to Smiles. They got the huge relief of closing out the 2v4. This one, another bit of a relief. sAw put some serious damage down range. Like you said, rare to see Bit miss out on these opportunities, but fair enough.
JL, one of those players you just can never take the camera away from. Just a comedy gold mine there.
Oh yeah.
I feel like if, for whatever, I mean, obviously the Counter-Strike has worked out, but if JL ever wants a career swap, physical comedy, I'm thinking like Chaplin, you know, classic slapstick physical comedy. JL has such an expressive face, I think he could pull it off.
That'd be a definite specialty. The eyebrow rays are huge, but that's a crazy headshot there. Story getting caught jumping around in transition. Bit has managed to avoid the smoke fade, but not the bullets of the kill. There's another. There's another, but yet to move. They're actually not going to look to make the move through the smoke instead of playing around it here. But a nice lineup from Gutierrez, locking in the lineup. Used to be traded out by Wonderful.
Okay, come on, fellas. You've done all the hard work in this round. Still possible to let this one slip. Akil's gone down to try and get this round up and secured. And once he is this spot in the secret, surely this kill finishes it. Unless... No. All good. All good. No fumble here. That was a little bit of an odd round from NAVI. It was the first one where it seems like they got caught very off guard with some of those timings outside, with the smoke fade just not in towards cover, constantly being peeked into by angles they're not watching. The mini walk is always going to be a risk, to be fair. But the rest of the kills outside came a little bit awkwardly.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, right? You want to risk that there. You know, it's high risk, high reward. But when it works out for you, it's a really easy opening. And that's pretty much the round kind of converted from that point. And at least threatening those sort of timings is a good sign here. We're going to see kind of a timeout sort of situation here.
This is nice for sAw, right? Because of the damage that they did with the USPs before, because of the damage that they've done with the pistols. NAVI are broke. They've got a eco. Now, just don't lose to the Deegs.
No, they wouldn't there.
This is a dangerous Deeg team.
Look at the, oh, well, it's
better.
On the floor. I was going to say, look at the combo of stickers right there. That's an interesting group.
I can't say I noticed. What did he have?
Complexity. I think Hellraisers was in there. I actually forget the last sticker that was on that one. Just random assortment, though. It was the old Complexity logo as well.
Are we just going with a red theme?
No, because there was a different color on the last sticker that I forgot already.
Okay,
Somehow. Well. Maybe we can...
that was your chance.
Or JL that has it.
There were 2 ecos coming your way. I believe Bit would have picked it up.
Yeah.
JL came into the round with 1.
Still in action.
Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Trust yourself.
Eco's got called over for a flash.
Got to throw util for his team now. Might be off the angle, but it's all going to be good for Azuru back in time. Clean as.
I like those flawless rounds for sAw here. Chance to build up some economy.
Jade necklace on fleek.
Oh yeah, that's all right.
Talked us through it.
A little gift.
We were asking if there was a specific story to it. He said just a thing that a lot of people do.
It's a gift.
It's a gift. It's a nice one.
Yeah. Be a good luck charm. We'll ascribe it as a good luck charm for him.
Yeah. Good energy. Look, if Kerrigan can have his crystals, Azuu can have his jade.
We'll see if it can get sAw through Nuke here. We're back up against the guns once again. NAVI wanted to build into this T side that they are so used to, they're so comfortable with. Utility belt here from Alexi B, tossing in some smokes, a little bit delayed. Goal is to maybe get Emma involved in a secret crawl here potentially, and then ramp attack going to be pretty quick, strung together here. Sajat has to fall. Can't afford to take that duel.
Cannot. Molotov to keep his teammate off as well. Wants to stick around in the fight. Wants to clear back into this information. They're looking for it. Does get the 1. Second as well. Good work being done here. Out of bullets. Gone to the sidearm. That's not where the nade was supposed to be, but it does set up the trade from his teammate. Great round of anchoring here from Sajat. Beautiful bit of play. Sets up story for the 2. And Emma Supposed to be the extra element, the secret spice, and instead he's the lone flavor left in this. And the trick to a secret spice is if you want just a little bit of it sprinkled in, it's great. But if it's got to be the main ingredient,
it's too spicy.
Too spicy. You need a little more. So time to just sit in a corner and hold this AK and think about what went wrong.
Yeah, that's a great bit of confidence from sAw, man. A lot of players there on that ramp hold are giving up that space there. Then you have to kind of operate in a 5v5 without ramp control. That's a really difficult thing to do, and you still have the idea that Emma is containing outer yard control, right? There's not a lot of re-aggression, so there's really no map information. And so if sAw falls off the line there, I think it's going to be a challenging round from that point forward for sAw. Instead, manages to find 2 kills in a forward awkward duel that NAVI couldn't trade out.
This is again as well, just in that ramp take, you're seeing maybe a little bit. They weren't expecting that angle, right? They weren't expecting a player to be in there because the spacing on the trays wasn't good, allowed him the chance to reset his aim. And it was precise aim, to be clear. But maybe this NAVI team getting a little bit more than they bargained for. They've got the hero rifle, saved through from the last. The downside of it is Emma's got no money. So, going to be hoping to create something out of this.
Oh, man.
Alexi catches the timing. That's the kill. Rifle can't be picked up. But now they know where Azuu is, and the trade is instant. And that AK can come in punishing. And Emma pays it off. Bomb's going to be planted, and this round is in peril. Mutiris trying to recreate the space. Knows he's likely got a player painted into the corner here, but he can't do anything to unseat him for the moment. Just got to keep his hand on that trigger finger. sAw, last alive. Hero of the last. Now he's just got to bail on out of there. 4 players on the other. He cannot give this a look. NAVI, just when you're starting to count them out, they strike right back. A quick upper hit. And that phase through the smoke is devastation here for sAw.
Dude, I mean, Mini's so frustrating to play for moments like that. When you turn your back, that's when you're vulnerable. And Alexi B's clock right there, his presence of mind to wait that smoke push so perfectly, waiting for that squeaky distraction, waiting for attention to be tossed out hut, and a back turn free opening pick because of it. And that's just exactly according to plan. And Emma able to thrive with the opening goal that was threaded in by Alexi B. He gets traded as well instantly. That's the A side opened up.
I think it's been cool to see over the lifespan of this roster the transformation of Emma to Hima. When he first joined, there were high expectations, right? Coming off of the Gamer Legion Major run. Underperformed those expectations a little bit, and then there's the conversation of I'm not supposed to be, he's even talking about it, I'm not supposed to be that guy. If I'm a secondary or third piece, that's the way to be. That's not the case anymore. He is that guy. He's grown into it. He's become that guy for the roster, and when they need a big performer, when they need that hero AK, you want to put it in his hands. You want it to be in his hands. Now he's dead. Smoke spam. Can't be that guy if you're dead before you see anybody.
Maybe.
Well, that's awkward.
Yeah. JL trying to work his way into the vents. Maybe he thought it was broken, but runs in around the smoke. There is the cross. They killed JL in the cross, so they don't expect this duo down in towards the lower site. That is a huge surprise for Gil. Thought there was safety in the rotate, but that's not the case. And now this B side is becoming a little bit vulnerable.
That little bit of a stall in how fast they killed the vent player, though, is huge, actually, for allowing teammates to get in towards ramp. They still can't deny this.
Oh, but there's a follow-up.
Tears is going to be closer than they expect. Bit. Already, but not prepared for the duck around. Leaves it to Alexi and Wonderful, and NAVI is really in position to actually deny this defuse. So Tears is just going to stick, and this one's going to be over.
Excellent coverage right there. Crouching into a bit angle like that is the perfect way to deal with him. Sliding right underneath his crosshair that's positioned head level. Going to be able to find himself very comfortable dude. This is maybe why that small oversight takes place right there. And a Gil a little lackadaisical on the vent dive. Doesn't expect there to be multiple players ready to follow up. And NAVI do a good job of trying to capitalize on said space, but 3v4, when you start to lose out on that positioning, it's going to matter a lot.
Blade timeout. Here's our first one. Here's our first one coming to the end of the half. Last third of the first half. Is that the third, sixth?
What?
Yeah, that's right.
What?
Cooking Cole's brain out here. I'm making him do fractions. It's the third, sixth.
Third, sixth?
Yeah.
1/3. Would that be like? Okay, I see what you're saying. Somewhat, I think. I'll go with it though.
Had to let your brain simmer on it a little bit.
Yeah.
If it's the last third of the first half, it's the third sixth.
There you go. Getting into those crazy numbers. I know quarters.
The crazy numbers, 3 and 6.
You're on that that NHL stuff.
Got to keep the brain cooking. Just a little bit. Alexi B cooking. Certainly locking these players out. Alexi double entry off the Mackie. And this one's done. Oh, they try and reclaim the space, but it was already lost. They just didn't know it yet. Disaster here for sAw. And add that one to another in the long list of effective Blade pauses.
There's the continued results right there, man. And what a great punchy A execute. I mean, there was a well-staffed A bomb site there from sAw. They had the numbers ready to go. Quite a bit of resistance, but the flashes that were threaded in right there and the scaling from Alexi B does it again on these very tense moments. He manages to find impact on these T-side rounds when he doesn't have the best tools, but he sure does have some good setup here for himself, right? So if you're talking about the distraction for the back turn and mini, 1 round off the smoke play, and then this time around, it's incredible flashes chained in together.
Nice, let's go. Let's fucking go.
Smiles. Smiles. Yeah, I'll go with the bomb. That's fine. And a Mac 10.
Look at that.
Look at that.
His entry pathing is so great there. He avoids all of his teammates' flashes. They catch it perfectly, and he instantly routes in towards Tetris. I mean, a lot of players are trying to run it out in towards front silo, but you know, it's kind of a U-shaped route coming through from him, and it just works beautifully. That's
a grimace on Azu's face that tells 1,000 stories. But he only needs one story to work out here. It's his teammate. Posted up in heaven right now. Won't deny the fast A play if it's going to come again. Ooh, and Story peeking outside. Catch is wonderful, getting a little cheeky. The responses here have been great for sAw. When they get to the precipice of the breaking moment, when they get to the struggle, the pain, potential, they're doing a great job of bringing things through. So now, how do NAVI regain? How do they try and come back off of the util here? Taking the space outside. Smoking towards mini.
Still got HEs to pop this open.
Uh-oh. Almost passed at least.
Though. Everyone else kind of cuts noise. I mean, Bit making his presence known, making no secret about his cross.
They have
rest
to
of the
drop.
squad.
They can't be trusting that nade pop. Story will do so, but solo dolo for the moment. sAw quick to join.
There's 3 mollies. Oh, 1 towards fence. They need something to flesh out the sAw presence.
Third players now join towards lower, seeing nothing up top. This is well defended. NAVI gonna need some snappy shooting, but that's exactly what comes through. Still there's Story. Story in the rat hole, finds the kill he needs, denies that bomb plant. Can he get enough time for his teammates to rotate in and impact this? Oh, controlling the vents, gone. Alexi B planting, but the coming double doors. Alexi, you can't get off of this one. Money secured at the very least, but the round is saw's.
I took the 50-50 gamble there, planning for double doors, hoping they'd route towards single, but not the case. Not a chance for the clutch right there, and that's that Story positioning. While the B side does fall, I don't know how it was that successful on the entry. Some tough duels ahead of NAVI that make it possible. It's Story that just denies the bomb plant and uproots the positioning. Oh, it's great. Great work there from Bit. His crosshair was on him before the door even swung open. He just needed to click mouse 1.
Bit of frustration. Finding that sAw is not quite the easy walkover that they were on Inferno. Got to make this a little bit more of a contest. sAw gets aggressive. Story behind him, and this one comes up NAVI. But JL by the vent, he's been frustrated and stymied, and now that's the bomb dropped. Azu aggressive. sAw throw a massive pace changer into this one. The faster play is well rewarded. Now there's players already rotated in towards the lower, though it's just going to be a Gil for the moment. Might need to just hold on to the space, set up the ground for his teammates to come back in, but this window by control. Oh, he's just missed the vision. Now he's got the spot, but now they know. Now they've got the awareness. U-tilt to chase him. Nades to rain down on his head. One deployed, more available. Bomb's going to be planted. They'll risk the play, and his teammates need to rotate into support. A lot comes down to Wonderful. Got to be looking the right way at the right time. Out in no man's land a little bit here. But sAw are slow to take this space ramp. Heck of a shot. Wonderful. In the crunch zone. Doesn't expect the second player from the same angle. And a defuse on means at the very least sAw are bringing 6 into the half.
Just so uncomfortable right there in that post went with the man deficit, but starting off with sAw getting aggressive right there, rolling through the ramp room, getting punished like this. It's a complete shutdown on the opening door right there. A great 2-for-1 trade that NAVI would, likely just be able to work through. A little bit of frustration right there. Round goes awry very quickly with that lobby re-aggression that comes through and the dropping of the bomb, just buying a little bit of time, shutting down JL with his lurk. And they're going to try and end A. No hesitation, fast play. We'll see if this time it holds up as they lose out the opening duels once again. They create enough space here and 3 kills just fold over that A bomb site. It's so quick, it's so aggressive, and it's so over for sAw. A 1v5 now for sAw coming through the ramp room, clears out the top ropes of Wonderful, but has a whole lot more work to do. His entrance met by a flashbang here. Can't quite run his way in here. Everywhere he goes, utility keeps him at bay. NAVI with their A plays looking strong to at least close out a 6th round there. Distractions coming through from the top of Hut for Imma to close out the half with 6 rounds. We're all knotted up here.
Love coming into a nice. That went a little less nice for Navi, though. I don't think they're feeling as great about that half. sAw showing us, ooh, yeah, that one's a little more demonstrative.
Yeah.
sAw showing us a lot more about what they wanted to do. But the problem always came when they actually had broken the money of Navi, and there's a little bit more of a limited buy, a little bit more of a cheeky eke, maybe some more limitations, some SMGs, some pistols out. sAw couldn't put them away, and now a 6-all half. It's everything to play for here, Cole.
Yeah, that half could have been so much more dominant if those moments had a little bit more impact, had a little bit more weight. The fact that Navi always come in with the game plan to counteract, it's huge here. We got a little 1-for-1 though, towards this outer yard. Some jumping around here into JL's location. One player scaling towards heaven. Meanwhile, the trio, walking it down in towards that lower side here. And there's a great distraction sold from sAw. Fighting towards ramp as he's comfortable with. This time on the other end of the crosshair though. But there's still a strong setup on A.
He's going to have his hands full. Would love to get at least one here on this first engagement. It helps when they don't look at you. Does get that one. Sets up Immo for the next. Oh! Finds it on the fade away, but sAw instead going to have the last laugh. Bit though creeping out. Bit though creeping out. Eventually finds what he's looking for. It falls to sAw. They know where he was? Smoke to make his life very difficult indeed. How are you going to deny this now? You're not. Creep out the smoke. That's always going to be checked by Bit here. A lethal with those dualies. And it is Navi who strike first.
And it's right back to smiles here for at least Alexi B.
Not for
Bring the
JL just
momentum.
yet.
Yeah, he's still having a bit of a tough one there. A little bit frustrated.
Stone face.
Yeah.
Job's not done.
The pillar. Oh, good for Navi. They close out both pistols now here on Nuke, which is a good sign.
You know what I think the next layer of support staff is for Counter-Strike teams?
Gardner.
Other than the Gardner. Once we get the Gardner. Okay, so this is the second to next layer. We need a hydration guy. I know right now we have water boy. You have like performance coaches who are prepping crazy electrolyte mixes, but we need like the NFL style guy who walks up, squirts a water bottle in your mouth between rounds.
Yeah.
That's the next tech. So they never have to take their hands off the keyboard. Nice entry here in towards the ramp. Let's see if they can carry this on towards a bomb plant. Two players are here to respond early on, and JL opens the door to give a little bit of vision. Ooh, a bit of window here. These flashes. A smoke to give him the chance to slip out. JL gonna take that. Wonderful down elsewhere. Imma. Oh, can't quite capitalize. That's awkward, and that should just be the round. Alexi, thinking about it. Thinking about it. But as they start to punch in those numbers, that single smoke fades. Can Alexi get vision? Spots the first, slipping in towards control. Now he's been rumbled. Has to get this first fight. Won't have it.
Wait just a second here. I mean, that's a huge round for sAw to capitalize on. A bit of...
Big slaps.
Yeah, big slaps here, but a bit of confusion there. It seemed like in that lower hold. I mean, initial kill coming through from Bit. And then a quick 1-for-1 trade, but then a very isolated duo there in between the rotation down the vents and Imma and JL trying to make some moves through the single door as well, so couldn't quite capitalize.
Oh, we're getting a fast ramp hit. Fast rampy. Fast rampy. They're going straight into it. Straight into Bit. Bit deleted. Wonderful. Chased on down. Tagged up at that. Now they're just trying to come in with the overwhelm. They've got this space. I'll hesitate for a moment, knowing that they triggered the rotation back down. You've still got Agile up top.
Yeah, as long as they don't rush this one in towards the lower side. I can't imagine this one getting too complicated. They slow it down to cut noise, but there is still a majority of the CT side ready to go. And resistance. They're trying to reclaim lobby control. And maybe give an avenue out of this round if need be.
Ooh, JL's pushed up in the hut. Could catch this lurk. Could give them something to play off of here for Navi.
Oh, timing's rough.
Just missed it, but that might actually set him up well on the lurk if his teammates can hold up at the front. That's a pretty big if. Nope, not happening. Not happening in this one. 2 sets of armor, that's worth saving. So NAVI will back away and concede. Bomb's even planted up top, why not? Take both sides.
That's one way to do it right there. It's great discipline from sAw.
So hear me out with the water guy, right? Okay,
Yeah.
Imagine if a player, during their timeout, instead of actually going to take a drink, they just flip their mic up and open their mouth like a baby bird. Water person could even be on the other side of the monitors, just sprinting along, just whoosh, 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 whoosh.
That'd be good there. So we're thinking of spray bottles and water squirt gun or bottles as well.
Yeah. Just like the classic, sport bottle, squirted right in the mouth. Conserve maximum energy for the gameplay.
I mean, some of those best of fives, they do get pretty intense, right? So you need as much energy as possible.
Look, everybody's trying to maximize their competitive edge. We've had all sorts of developments in terms of the support that we're giving the Counter-Strike team, performance coach, psychologists, analysts, managers, masseuse.
The issue is, though, when we're talking about, water squirters, it doesn't matter if it gets on your jersey, right? That's whatever.
Yeah.
But when you miss your mouth there and it goes all over your headset,
That could be a problem.
spills into your keyboard.
That could be a problem. Tech pause because water squirter hit the keyboard.
That one's tough to justify. I'd imagine TOs would not be a big fan of having that rule.
Well, that's when you need the hot swap keyboard guy every round.
You really are creating jobs right now.
It's important in this economy.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Alexi B creating some economy for himself, getting the 5-7 done. It was these very limited rounds that were a problem for sAw in the first half, but this time a little bit more confident in the first engagement.
Threw 4 Molotovs. Well, 3 of them in towards Secret. So the follow-up aggression there could not work. More frustration for poor JL as he wanted to get something sneaky going.
Dot your I's and cross your T's. And now the T's are crossing. Down the steps. No one's here. You had to gamble. You have to gamble if you're Navi. You got nothing. Got a little bits and bobs. They're out here playing Counter-Strike. You're playing James Bond Nightfire. Got science pistols. It's the wrong game. C-stick aiming.
Got the joystick.
That game was a classic. Is a classic. Everyone knows a way to play that in the modern era. Hit me up. Because I miss it.
Could you speedrun it?
Ooh, back in the day, yes. Back in the day, I was intimately familiar. And it was one of those games where, you have linear levels, but then you have all sorts of Easter eggs and little bits that you can do and different routes that you can take to certain objectives. And yeah, I think I probably maximized knowledge of that game. I don't know how much of it's still rattling around.
This isn't a fun duel to take. Trying to huddle up in towards Secret. This is good from NAVI to try and hunt things down. Bomb positioning, planted for Astralis should provide them a little extra coverage and distance, but going for the swing, you're going for some big exit kills right now, and mission accomplished. Just about everyone falling. The best case scenario here for NAVI in a lost round. Dropping everybody.
You don't love
all those
that.
rebuys.
You don't love that. AK given over as well, so a little bit of firepower taken out. Punishing. On for sAw.
It's a problem with this map sometimes here is that it is very difficult to hold on to your weaponry on both sides, right? For these saves. That bomb damage does quite a bit, so it forces you into those duels, and NAVI calculate that effectively. Get themselves a good buy going. Still missing the wonderful AWP here on the CT side. That could be a trend that we see missing for most of this map here if sAw continue winning ways here. No resistance on the cross right now. No one HEing the smokes. No smoke spam. Anything of that nature. 3 players without any resistance make it down in towards Secret. Heavy setup towards the ramp room with that boost. And I tell you what, man, Bit's job becomes a bit tricky as this takes place right there. I mean, you could see sAw are expecting something some form of resistance right now to be met, but NAVI giving them a lot of access in towards this lower side of the map here. That's a luxury.
He's going to be able to dig in at the very least. Back of the site, choose his angle. Wonderful can rotate into support relatively quickly. The vent drops are going to be precarious to say the least. Oh, he's in the perfect angle for this to be a single door play. Out they come.
Oh boy, Mutiris though, effective on the entries, and now that op holding court, story down means they can at least attempt the retake. They can think of it, but you would have loved to get one out a bit there.
He's going to slide up here. Should have at least a late flank as an opportunity.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Tempting the vent. Keel down behind you. No way you expect this. And now he strikes, and you're thinking, if you're JL, my teammate just came down that vent. How the heck? Emma, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Huh? Magic trick pulled off, and they are totally bamboozled. And speaking of bamboozled, they are not going to be ready for him to be this close. Oh boy, flashbang. He's even ahead of it a little bit. Emma somehow staying fighting, but can he keep this gun up? Bailing, running, fleeing, trying to survive, digging into a corner, and just barely this A1S will live. But wow, what a response here from sAw.
Yeah, I mean, that's right there, a prime example of the problem. I mean, lovely opener on the bit. That's not easy to do for Mutiris, but you can definitely see there's some serious struggles in the way that NAVI set themselves up on these CT sides, especially in that round in particular, allowing for sAw to get 3 players down. You know, in the current environment in which we watch Nuke play out without meeting any HEs, meeting any resistance, no smoke spam, anything of that nature, that is such a rarity for any team on this T side. You almost never get that sort of opportunity here. And a crazy dive from Sajat, now feeling the confidence and getting aggressive right now. JL with this 5-7 painted to the wall. And rotations arriving a little late on the scene here as sAw overwhelmed the bomb site.
Oh boy, overwhelm indeed. Time to think about this save, Emma. Time to think about this save, and there will be no save possibility. Not allowed. 11 on the board here. This is what we were talking about in the veto. A little bit surprised to see NAVI go towards the nuke. It's a position of strength for them, but it may have also been a little bit of hubris, because although it hasn't necessarily been borne out in recent results, we know that sAw likes this map. We know that Mutiris in particular has been comfortable on this map for a very long time. And now we might be seeing the defending champs, the reigning kings of the ESL Pro League, done in by that hubris. Be all too fitting.
Yeah, looking at
what got this series going.
Looking at how things kind of opened up as well, right? I mean, able to close out Inferno with such confidence, building up a decent T side, but it is these defensive measures that are what this team's kind of fallen victim to at the moment. The CT side looking very uncomfortable. sAw capitalizing on every avenue. This time a quick punchy play. We'll see finally a wonderful op though. I mean, that's first time on the CT side we'll actually get to see it. He's going to be positioned towards the outer yard. Is he going to get met by a head-on collision there? Story falls. And a big-time opening there from Wonderful. Provide some relief here on a much-needed 4v5.
You'd like to get him going. It's been a struggle of a map for Wonderful. JL as well. Not nearly as implicated as they were on Inferno. So maybe those are the focal points here. This is the Blade timeout. They converted beautifully off the last one. Keep the numbers going again. Interesting that sAw haven't used a single one just yet. It's all been going according to plan for Gold. And who can blame them? Oh, wonderful, though. Aggressive into the angle. Do they expect this forward push? Bit just behind it. They're looking for it, though. So Bit punished. Molotov into force. Wonderful off the angle, and that's a great response from sAw to that aggression. Now they can isolate this site player. It's just going to be JL with vision here. Teammate's not close at hand. JL has to go huge.
Oh, that's going to provide a lot of relief. A distraction for JL.
That distracts him. Flashbang's not going to be good. If they come out onto this, JL perfectly positioned. Now Wonderful here on the angle. And this might be a bit of a disaster. Bombs committed. They've only got 30 seconds with which to cook. They need to get this player up the vents, but JL is watching it like a hawk. Flashbang nimbly dodged. You're not getting out of here, Mutiris.
Uh-oh.
Unless you force the reload. A drop on down now. The time is the question. Mutiras, too many players to contend with. And Navi, they're not out just yet.
Oh, just hold them at the line right there. That blade timeout coming through just when they needed it most. And most importantly here, Wonderful with his finally CT side op is positioned everywhere he needs to be. Opens up the round here. This is nice, right? But the follow-up coming through from his aggression towards ramp, then leading into a very quick rotation. Look at how he covers off JL just in time. Fantastic bit of positioning from Wonderful here with the AWP when it mattered most.
Can we start the counter of blade timeouts to round conversions for ESL Pro League? Because I think so far he's flawless.
Yeah. 3 for 3?
I think he called more on Inferno, right? He's called 2 on this map.
Called 1 on Inferno because we did do the calculations. The one time he did call a timeout, they won, and then we said he had 2 more left, but they didn't need it.
Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. All right, so they're 3 for 3.
Yeah.
3 for 3 so far on the blade timeout conversion ratio. 100% success rate here. Continues to build his resume for GOAT Coach status. You know how we track like the Intel Grand Slam between events?
Yeah.
I think we should track the Blade GOAT Coach resume between events. And we could have like a horse race between him and Zonic.
Catching up there. He's mighty fast right now.
It's tougher to quantify coaching, I would say. And obviously Zonic has a pretty unassailable resume. There's a lot of work to do to close that gap.
Absolutely. It just happened again, though. They 4-man towards Secret without any resistance. At least, though, for the CT side, there's a reaction. Great punishment. Finds 3 there. 3 quick headshots. The lobby crunch gets punished. And Ima in a position to at least try and defend. That might force him actually up the vents here. It could force him into Alexi B.
Could do. Could do. The still got options open. That was tremendous. I mean, they know Alexi's up top because of the punish on the Agil. What a tremendous spray. 1 out of that position is good. Peeking into Wonderful sAw. 3? Ridiculous. Bomb's going to be planted lower. Do Navi want to attempt this retake? I think not. The game's on the line. If they give up these guns, it's too much to bear. And yeah, Alexi B's on a mission to retrieve this AWP. So they're going to play the long game. They're going to play for overtime. That was absurd. He's being watched. They know the angle. They're ready for the move. Agil doesn't care.
Not at all.
Agil doesn't give a shit. Just kills all 3.
I mean, he was just so boxed in there as well, man, and swings in. Any other targets he would have shot at first, that op would have been able to connect onto him, but he blasts the offer here. And same is true for Ima. No save for you. No exits. sAw have got 4 chances now to close this thing off. And Agil, who had a tough time on that first map as well. He was not quite thriving like we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
Has come alive in a big way in that round, especially. The most important situation here. If he goes down, full lobby controls granted. It's such a difficult job to track NAVI, who's a team that understands their vulnerabilities and is so effective at communicating, but right there, Agil just punishes them.
I think what's so cool about Agil, hold on, we're going to get a faster contact outside. Looks like some space being taken. Maybe a little bit more chance of a brawl. Alexi beat down early. And this map could be going with him. Wonderful. Need to see some star play here from the young Auber. Spots a player, gets one down. Trying to slip in towards Unbreakable. Now Ima can get active. And Wonderful maneuvering, keeping himself away from Azul. Azul with that bomb as well. And a compromised spot could be in danger, but that's one way to relieve that danger. Bit making a hash of it, gets it done with the USP. Not feeling comfortable with the Molotov at his feet, has to drop on down. But they don't know where Ima is. They've lost track of him. They know he was here towards Secret, but he's long since slipped back. And with Azul so low, his chance to close got a little bit more difficult. Ima wants the information. Timing is everything here. They've just slipped towards single. Does Ima check it? He will. Absolutely. Back's turned. Ooh, spots Azul slipping down. Does he check for story? Well, now he will. Knows where the last player is as well. Azuu's so low. Gone to the opposite result of this, but if he gets that bomb stuck down, he does indeed. A chance to post up on the angle. Some utility for it as well. But just going to bet on himself and ascend. Get up onto the railing. This might be unexpected. Imma knows. He's got to be low. First bullet wins this, and it comes from the barrel of Imma's gun. Whew.
What a receive right there. Zulu covering off those double doors. But the glass was broken. It allows for him to slide out free of charge. And a huge relief for NAVI. They stay alive for a little while longer despite how close that looked. They're still having themselves excellent opening duel success to Jot firing up. And then Agil still playing active in that squeaky look right there. Surprising and continuing to offer up frustration. Well, it's not meant to be just yet.
Not over indeed. Not over indeed.
Good to see. I mean, it looked like he was so frustrated, and it's not like JL's been, lifting off here, but he's keeping a positive attitude despite some of the frustrating situations that he's been put into.
It's not the first time this team's been put into the spot. They've got a lot of resilience to them. So as well, going to find them difficult to put away. Here's where sAw get the best chance to close, right? The money's going to be gone. Well, bomb plant, you can get a lot of things done on the T side, but things are going to get more difficult from here on out if they can't get it done with the AKs here.
Nice
Ball first.
Wonderful. Right idea, just not the execution on the tough shot. Trying to get aggressive right now. Flying all around this squeaky door. They're ready to execute. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a pretty punchy play through Squeaky.
Got that space. Alexi down, out the vents. Can't capitalize Imma. It falls to bit, but a second shot as he fades away. It's all left to Wonderful. Wonderful or Wonderful? It's time to find out. Faking the tap, and Story with the rifle will get the better of his opping brother. We are going to a third map here. sAw continue their shocking run, continue to surprise and delight every step of the way.
If we've learned anything from this sAw team, it's like it's that they like to go to 3 here. They like a third map, and they're going to do it once again. This is the first time that and the seeding is very fast, and Navi is number 3 right now, so you're gunning it, trying to chase them down.
I love Azuu's dedication to the perfect form slap. Wants maximum altitude on that one. And I really do just appreciate that. Let's gravity do its work.
It's like bringing the axe down right there.
Yeah. Homie's got some wingspan too, so there's some torque on that, I think.
People are talking about the Dexter slap, but that's just, that's efficient.
Azuu good for the crown. sAw. Here we go. And Azuu battling their way out. This is where we saw a lot of success for them in previous Ancients. Bit fortunate to get around that corner with his life. Bomb planted, ticking away, but advantage, at least for the moment, for sAw. That's what the new additions have delivered for them. Big work off the dually. sAw heating up. Many bullets, many kills. Looking for the ace now. Could polish it off. Story will deny that. Before and a defuse, that's going to be to love.
Is he just a map 3 player?
He's a map 3 gamer.
He's waiting for map 3 right now.
Gotta heat up.
Last time he did it, he got a 4K up against M80 on the pistol. He went and got 37 kills. And, one of the graphics that we did see, Navi versus Spirit, you just have to play like them. Well, sAw was playing like Donk in that Dust 2 versus M80 with 37 frags. And now, another 4K on the pistol, starting it off early, getting these guys confident. Yeah.
Ooh, he's thinking about the monitor punch. He's channeling device for a moment there. The spirit of device overtook him. Let it go.
He contained it, though.
Contained it.
Contained the beast.
It's important to conquer your demons. Oh, Alexi playing like a demon in this one. Doing some conquering of his own. Now this is a lot of space in towards B. sAw, the hero of the last, deleted insta in the next. Now they've got the ground. They just need to cross the bomb. That will be done. No risk of the spam either. What kind of util you have on this retake? Couple smokes. No kits. Unless there's one in cave. There's no kit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Just the deagle.
Oh,
Nice nadage onto Alexi. That's one of the big guns out of the play. Now you start to find the numbers, but time is going to be the issue. Great spray down from Imma. Need to tap on that bomb. You're running out of clock. Wonderful's just trying to play the lineup. Mutiris, if he's denied, he has to stick this. This is the round. This is the round. Can they pull him? They have indeed. NAVI win. They snatch away the second round. A fast play in towards Cave, and sAw just can't get back in.
just so expressive right there, man.
I'm telling you, physical comedy.
He's just trying to run away. That bomb blast gets him, but it's NAVI with a big pickup, and it comes at the hands of that opening pick from Alexi B, rather. Once again.
If we're going to do a Step Brothers style comedy movie with Counter-Strike players, I'm locking in JL as your Will Ferrell. Who's your John C. Reilly? Any Counter-Strike player.
I feel like it really wouldn't matter. I feel like JL could make anybody work there.
I got my answer.
I want to hear yours.
60.
60? Oh, that'd be great. And there's a little bit of history there as well.
There is.
Too.
Fragadelphia. 60 got picked up by Complexity. JL tweeted, "That's the guy who owned me at Fragadelphia." Oh boy. Not so much owned here. Looking nice. With 2 in that cave fight, and again, this one is done. Bomb going to be planted. NAVI into the lead early.
Well handled. Very similar situation to, spots that they found themselves on Nuke. Winning the round 2s, winning those very difficult, like, force buy situations, and then coming back stronger this time, though, is NAVI. 2 in a row with a lot of casualties on the sAw side is going to lead them likely into a tough spot to start off the CT side. They're just looking to pull through the pain train on the B site rather consistently. They're starting to look fearless. That frustration of losing that last map coming out right now for sAw.
Bam!
Making sure to maximize that freeze time right there.
Yeah, word's coming out faster than the MAC-10 bullets.
Yeah.
You tried one of those new Anthros chairs yet?
I have, yeah. Actually, last Friday I got to sit in one. We took Breeze's chair for like a little segment right before the final. And he still played good, thankfully.
You didn't curse it with your stink?
No, he maybe even gave him some extra power there, actually.
Little butt sweat for the...
I sat in it and I was like, you know what? You can have my my championship ability.
Rub yourself up, scooched a little bit, like a dog. Give him a little gift.
Yeah. He played good. But yeah, they're very comfortable.
I'm intrigued. I don't know if you've seen the chair tech we're working with here, but we could use some.
I like my chair.
You did acquire this chair. The fun story is last ESL Pro League B stream, I've got like foldable camper chairs here, and young Colsif decided to stand up from one by putting his full weight on the arms of it, shredding the stitching on it, much like Mutiris just shredded Imma. But fortunately, it's a good lad. So we brought in a replacement camper chair. Slightly higher tech. This one's looking pretty good for sAw. Bomb might eventually make its way on towards A, but we know how those A post plants are. Even if you get it stuck down, that's not really going to be confidence-inspiring, and they've still got a lot of work to do to get it past Donut and Temple here.
It's good coverage. Trying to punish the Temple aggression here. Nice angle from Agil. It catches them while they fall, so that inaccuracy costing Wonderful just a bit. And Bit not going to last too long here in this round before getting hunted out there. Mutiris chased down that last kill.
Good with the Bora.
Yeah, we dropped the Bora right there.
We got to find out how Sejal's Portuguese is going.
I think he knows that one.
How do you say 37 in Portuguese?
his counting is. I think once you get to a certain number, you can probably get to 37. I don't know what it is in Portuguese, but that'll probably help there. Mid control looking good. Mutiris just getting super active, but sAw down nice in the low. Shredded on the initial duel. Right back to that cave control that they're trying to capitalize on. Now with that early pickup, it's going to be mid becoming vulnerable, very much so. And they just collapse so effectively. NAVI coming through in full force.
The one potential thorn on their side could be the bomb positioning. Aggression out of B would be effective, but, well, there's only one man left, so it really doesn't matter where they want to move on the map. They're going to have a pretty good time in doing so. You could see NAVI are being wary. Wonderful knowing that this is the one potential that could unseat this round. But now they know where Zuu is, so they can just go quick in towards that B control. They've got the player through red as well, so they have all the access points. They're isolating just a tick. Bomb has been planted. But you're never going to attempt this if you're a Zuu. You have no information. You have no spacing. You're so far away.
That's just a lovely adjustment there from NAVI. If that first mid control doesn't really work for you, you get caught by a lot of utility in that department. We'll try again and try it with a little bit more numbers. Nice hunt, but Azubu is just so prepared for it. Wonderful, though. Gonna cut off the cross and deny any sort of save success from Azubu. Yeah, I mean, flying up. I just did what Emma just did right there, where you put your weight on the armchairs.
Yeah.
And yeah, it snapped.
Works a lot better than on a solid chair than a canvas backer.
Yeah, the stitching there doesn't hold up my body weight, unfortunately. I have gone for a new move. I'm using the seat of this chair now to elevate.
Look, it's important to refine techniques.
I like to sit crisscross applesauce on these sort of chairs, you know? Keeps my feet nice and warm. And when you're casting, your feet have to be nice and warm.
You got to keep, everyone knows, the voice is in the feet. You want to speak from your feet up. If you got warm feet, warm voice.
That's right. There's got to be some players that like to sit crisscross at the home setup as well.
If you game, do you play?
Yeah, sometimes.
Craziness.
Keeps my feet warm. And if you got warm feet, you got a warm hand.
Got warm brains.
A hot hand, even.
Interesting technique. Can't say I'm going to adopt it. But I respect what you're working with. These mollies, not going to respect them much at all. sAw still good for one.
Couple.
This is bad. Couldn't risk the bomb there. Now everybody's here. You're sub 50 seconds. You got to think about the long rotate. And aggression could be coming in from Mutiris. He's trying to stack up with a teammate. Oh, now he's got the info. They're right here. They're right here. That's going to keep the stack in place. They're battling forward. Disaster on at the hands of sAw. It's all over. Another 4-piece picked up, much like in the pistol. Look, it may not be many rounds where he's getting involved, but when he is, it's lights out for NAVI.
That's a huge splash right there that he makes in that 4K. Once again, being able to thread his aggression through cave. Love the decision-making here from sAw as well when they bait out the USP initially. Mutiris identifies the location of two players right there. You got a 3v4. So what he does is continues to run it down. Continues to throw it in NAVI's face.
Every time you get one of these rounds out from sAw, if you're Mutiris, you're just thinking, the scouting was good!
Oh, story. Uh-oh. Scout of the op right there eliminated, and Agil now holding up the line. But targets coming through the A main side of things. Overwhelmed, though. Agil does it again. He's so comfortable in the chaos. And not a chance for Wonderful to pull through this clutch. Tied up at 4s here. The force by swiped aside.
He's so nice with it, right? Being the big side anchor like that can be miserable, especially when you lose the mid space. And you know there's players that donut, and it looks almost robotic, right? It looks like he knows where they're coming from. Just boop, pop, back, pop. Very nicely done. Really great work here. Makes life a lot easier for your teammates. So we're all knotted up. The money's gone for NAVI. And this is where, if you're a NAVI fan, I think you're starting to get pretty nervous. Came into Inferno, you're thinking, yeah, this is Championship NAVI. This is NAVI lifting trophies, Pro League's eyes, in the bag, easy as. Nuke happens, and you're thinking, well, maybe they got a little overconfident. But I'll tell you, you win a Glock round, that'll make you feel pretty confident again.
The op's sticking around, whipping out the sidearm, but not just a solo setup with the op. A lot of riflers coming in to offer up a little extra assistance. Push through the smoke is good. This is expensive, but it's still confirmed by sAw. A lot of bodies drop there, but NAVI punished some aggression. Can't quite close it out versus Azula. sAw survive up against the Glocks. Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you, man. This is a little bit of nervousness stepping in this opening Swiss stage matchup. You know, it's not all on the line for NAVI if things go wrong, but if you're sAw, you know the implications of this victory could be massive. It could just set your Swiss stage up so much easier, make your life so much easier. This is, you know, tough competition, maybe some of the toughest that you could face to open things up, and trying to avoid that.
Play timeout. Time for the impact. Couldn't save them on Nuke, though. Couldn't do it. Trying to tilt the scales here on Ancient. What's going to be the play? What are we going to see as the difference maker? We've seen strong anchoring on both sides of the map. Agil and sAw proving themselves just problems to get past, to be solved. Mid control's been pretty solid here. Tira's having himself a nice one. Been having a great series, frankly. Big impact plays, and they want this aggressive space. They'll risk a little bit of damage into the Molotov to set this up. Now you do need the kills to pay it. As they start to stack up, it's all on Mutiris. He gets crunched upon NAVI. This was the response. Shut down the mid presence, but there's still this story up. And Alexi B in that chapter. Azu, there's no way they expect Azu here, but he doesn't quite get the opportunity to strike. And Alexi B right now, he's a little more than a fact-finding mission. The bomb wasn't committed behind him. Instead, now with sAw out of cave, Wonderful feels confident taking this space on B.
But both of these defenders are already here on the scene.
That's snappy. That's snappy from Wonderful. Can't quite finish it. A clutch required. And JL will bet on himself. He'll come forward into it. Not just going to risk the bomb plant, but sAw gives space. Backs away, trying not to get caught. Crosshair on the right angle. This dude is just so lethal. The third map gamer. The third map Titan has emerged. He had to power up. But the first two weren't even his final form. Now you're dealing with end game sAw. You better be ready.
Now starting to look like that final boss right now that NAVI have to get past. What a clutch right there. Perfectly reading to JL and again playing confidently. And JL taking those duels, but sAw reads into it perfectly. And a big clutch. Gets a lot of energy out of sAw. Fast out middle once again. Flash is looking good. Mutiris forced off the line, but he's got backup. Agil keeping his teammate safe. Mutiris actually getting those kills while he's at it. Farming up those ecos. sAw slides through the smoke looking for some of his own, but he is leveled out there. JL catches him on a bit of an overstep. Rifle recovered off the back of it. The smoke's tossed in to provide a little bit of relief here short term. Storage up. Could be under pressure here soon.
Still one path. No one's rotated into it early, so they are really betting on Story, and he's overexposed. Overexposed for not having any support. Goes down for free. Uh-oh. So this was your chance to put an exclamation point on this half, and now it's slipping by the by. Similar rounds haunted them on Nuke, which should have been gut punches, body blows, becoming anything but. And now, I mean, this rotation, it's going to be so late in, time's going to be an issue. They've got two kits, but they got to get a move on it with that op in the hands of, well, JL for the moment. Posting on the angle, this triangle setup is going to be so tough to unseat. Player coming up ramp, that might be the key. That is indeed. It falls just to that op, smoked off as well, and the recovery is here. Time enough for this defuse.
Wow.
That was very close to disaster for sAw.
What a lovely retake right there in the 3v3. You got both of the smokes tossed in to isolate that early fight, man. What a excellent retake rolling out. And like you said, it was dicey. It could have gone wrong, but there's so much comfort here in the close. And these are the sort of rounds here that sAw, you just couldn't even start the conversation for on Inferno. We saw it more on Nuke, but they were losing those sort of situations when they were up against the half-buys and the rifles start to get recovered. They come out on top this time around.
Mid control util, but this time they're not fighting behind it. Bit will take his space, but they've conceded, right? They wanted to throw this initial pitch out and have Na'Vi swing at it. That does bait a lot of what Na'Vi have. They just don't have a lot of nades left.
Queue up some re-aggression as well while they're busy.
Oh, look at this.
Capitalize.
This is the round. This is the round. JL1 keeps it neutral at the very least. Now Story posted on the angle, but Alexi B tickling his knees.
This has to queue up some reaction from Na'Vi. They start to speed it up a little bit. This is a good opportunity for him to capitalize through the red room. Spotted though. And just to smoke. To delay. To get them back into position to allow for the CT side to shuffle. That's exactly what they're doing. A lot of map movement right now. Mostly in the right directions as well. I mean, extra assistance. Not a lot of utility to try and get this Opera off the line. We'll see if it's used effectively, if they walk right into it, and that's exactly what they do. Bit the sacrifice, but Imma quick on the draw.
Pick off the ground.
Akil deleted. What a shot. Azul dancing around the pillar. He's the backstop, the bastion of this team, but he's surviving. He's surviving. He's buying time, and he'll do it all himself. Azul steps forward, and a dominant lead here for sAw as we swap sides. We were wondering if we'd get a final from sAw, and it seems like that is the case. It's the decider, and he has come to play, and sAw are coming along with him. NAVI gonna find this one very tough to overcome, as an 8-4 first half now sees the reigning champions of ESL Pro League on the back foot.
Could open up this Swiss stage in a big way for sAw, already looking to make splashes in stage 2. What a huge result it would be if they were able to take down a team like NAVI to open things up for themselves. Looking to change the tides of not only their potential, but their seeding as well. Utility tossed in here. Nice little 1-2 combo, but JL going to just play behind it. They're going to have pretty open access, and NAVI going to be looking for a retake setup. What's the next threat of aggression here for sAw after the post plant?
There's a meaty amount of utility for LXCB to deploy, but you still need to get the headshots behind that, and so far they're starting off pretty well. And this combo stack, Azul and sAw, you don't want to go against them. Not in a pistol. It's the Young Guns again lighting the way. A full house coming through from the 2 new additions, and somewhere out there, Endpoint is smiling.
Oh my god, man. Yeah, they are. Because it's looking like in-game here for NAVI. If they keep this up, taking charge between this duo. I mean, both of these two have been leveling up their game in this third map. sAw obviously making some big splashes, but we saw how Azul closed off that last half, and both of them together combined, 29. Up against a force buy from NAVI. It's fast A. They're decisive here, sAw, and it's only LXCB to defend. Missed Molly, though.
The cave presence is off the smoke. Do they overlook this? No. No, they do not. Good awareness there from Story. At some point, they'll probably like to get this bomb planted, but you got some time. You got some time to cook.
I think they're going to just save, try and run it back here with another force buy as well. So mission accomplished already for sAw. Double digits.
That's crazy.
Oh boy. Look, sAw and Azul were stuck in tier like 5 Counter-Strike for ages. Stuck in the purgatory of online CS, never getting to go to LANs, never getting to compete on this kind of scale. Just once you get knocked down the ranks, it is so tough to climb back. And now they move over to a team that has been rocked by roster changes over the last year. A team that themselves clawed their way out of the morass of Tier 2 and 3 Counter-Strike into some great results, the greatest results in the history of their organization, only to then immediately go into a series of roster changes that saw them have to look beyond the borders of Portugal to bring in new talent, to find players who were cast off, discarded by an org exiting the scene. And now they find themselves on LAN against NAVI of all teams, against the team that lifted the trophy just a season of Pro League ago. And they're looking like they're going to do it. They're looking locked in, lethal, lights out. It's incredible the depths of talent we have here in Counter-Strike, the number of talented, shining prospects toiling away just for a shot at the big game.
Where they get their chance, man. It's not often that you can shine as bright as these two here as well. We saw, I mean, all of these new guys step into the difficult roles that they're thrust under in 2025. A kill the same boat there on Nuke, providing so much coverage. Open plant here. Easy does it. 5v5 in the post now. All you have to do is close it out versus pistols. Keep your distance. The job gonna be done, but the spam comes back in return. And a bit complicates the matter just a tad here. Quick shots though. Gonna look to recover. And pistol's not gonna really have too much factor at this point in time. It's the only one able to find a kill through that smoke. sAw on 11. 2 chances, 2 opportunities away from trying to close out this series and open up their Swiss with success.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable result. And when you talk about the live seeding that we use in this event, this is going to radically shift where sAw are placed going into future rounds, which will give them such an opportunity to have some softer opponents, perhaps. This is a massive way to start, especially with the format of this event with that live seeding.
unbelievable.
That's what makes this win all the more important, right? If you lose to NAVI to open up your Swiss stage with how good they looked in stage 1, getting those victories, getting a little bit of reps, if they lost this series, it wouldn't be a massive surprise.
No.
But they know the implications of winning this series are so stark, and coming into it, having to pull through a reverse sweep after your map pick goes so wrong.
So this is guns out for Navi. This may be their one big attempt, and Imma under pressure here in the smoke, stuck, dead, dealt with. Utility too strong. Bit, it's desperation coming back through the smoke, and just like that, Navi have been melted. There's no way they can attempt this as long as this bomb makes its way safely on towards A. It's going to be a desperate save for these last two. That starts it off a little easier. That makes it a little bit more comfortable, but Navi, you can't entertain this. You're just too out of position. You're too out of space, you're too out of resources. And look at the depth of control for sAw. They've got this map completely sectioned up. There's just no world where you even get back to this bomb site. So safe it will be, and then the question becomes, do they walk into Story's crosshair? And the answer is yes. One gun remains. It's just wonderful. His hands on that AWP, desperately trying to give Navi the ability to even fight back here. The biggest upset of the ESL Pro League yet, and it's being queued up from the gun barrels of sAw. We haven't even touched on it yet, but Golden as well, another story of a player who never quite got his flowers, and his stint at the pros went on down into Swedish CS, trying to revive a region, and instead a journey over to join the Portuguese might just be where he finally gets his just due.
I mean, we've seen sAw pick up some really promising coaches and to be able to succeed out of the gates with them. If you're talking about Barry and the past with sAw, I mean, able to do some of the best work that this team has seen with him in the past, and then now bringing in Golden. They're stepping up here with, you know, a kid and 4 officials played out in stage, or 3 officials played out in stage 1 with a sweep and a 3-0 in the Swiss stage, and then now playing Navi, looking to start it off hot. Could remain flawless. An EPL so far, without a loss in a series. Only a round away from doing so. sAw leaving in a shocking result, and already so much great damage done to do just that. Navi left rattled. We're not seeing those, you know, big blade timeouts even come through really anymore. As it could just be an Navi that's running a bit out of steam. An MP9 at 34 HP to defend up against a take here. You know, Bitsy's sharp, but he's going to have to ascend here. Not a chance. Story blasts him there as he turns the corner. They're going to have access into this bomb site. On next at Bad Emma. Trying to push through the smoke potentially. Molly to delay a bomb plant, trying to get those smokes involved, but Story just cuts him off at the cross, not allowing for any sort of safe passage.
On the smoke fade. Oh, Story could have just completely closed this. It'll be Agil instead. Where the first doesn't succeed, there's so many more behind to take the place. Now 4 rifles still up, and JL stuck, stymied, never gonna get a chance, not even an opportunity before that smoke blooms. Agil will end it. And sAw have pulled off the upset of the tournament at the start of the second stage. What on earth is this, sAw? You took down Navi. You took down the reigning champs of ESL